What is it? Every one of us have been called to do something. God didn't call you here to sit. He didn't call you here to look good. I hope you just didn't come because the singing was good. And heaven forbid, I hope you ain't come because of me. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. I'm trying to work out my own salvation. I am responsible for teaching you. I am responsible for leading you. But ultimately, you got to stand on your own. And your motives need to be that which I do to glorify God. One of the big problems we have, y'all know the issues we have. Folk want to lift themselves up. You look around our community and everybody talk about we ought to have this, we ain't got that. Oh man, I'm moving. I got to go here, I got to go there. It ain't right, and this ain't right, and they won't do right. Wait a minute. First of all, they is us. We keep wanting to blame politicians for our problems. We keep electing them. And then won't hold them accountable. We always want to blame somebody else. See, we have to look at what are our motivations. Am I doing it because I want somebody to call my name? Or am I doing it because I love the Lord? If I'm doing it because I love the Lord, if they never call my name, it's all right, because God knows my heart. If they don't never put my name on the program or put my name on the list, God knows where my heart is. God knows what's really going on. And look, I've been in this community 20 years. I remember when I was with the Park Service, when I first got here, we had to do the 75th anniversary celebration of the National Park System. Every park was required to do something. So we had to go through and identify folks that we were going to recognize in our 75th year. And all these folks here, they gave me this list of people who were supposed to be instrumental in the development of the park. They ain't done nothing. But because they were somebody and we wanted to put the right somebodies in the right place, and because, if you don't recognize the right somebodies, then your program ain't really what it ought to be. And here I'm up here giving away plaques, and I gave one woman the plaque. She said, oh, why'd I get this? Because they put your name on the list. We get so hung up sometimes on, I ain't going to do nothing else because they ain't even recognize me. And let me give this disclaimer right now, because I've been guilty of it. There have been a lot of folks who've done a lot of things that I've never said thank you personally or put your name on a program or anything. And I want you to know it's not because I don't like you or I overlook you. I do appreciate everything that you do. There are folks who do stuff here that don't ever get a thank you. There are folks that do things and we look at and say, oh, that's nice, who did it? We don't even know who did it. Because we have oneness of mind. So please understand, if I didn't say your fried chicken was the best, I'm sorry. But if you was frying it because you wanted to get a shout out from the pastor, you was frying it for the wrong reason. Amen, lights. Let me move on. Our joy is inaugurated when we are united with Christ. Our joy is completed when we unite with one another. Our unity is strengthened through humility. And our humility, final point, our humility is rooted in the mind of Christ. You see, Paul said to the church at Rome, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And then he said, and do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Well, why do we need to renew our minds? My mind, all right. Yes, you have to renew your mind. See, because we got a whole bunch of stuff in us that really is not good for us. We got some attitudes that are contrary to the kingdom. We got some things that we think is all right that God can't stand. We got some things that we find acceptable that's not acceptable to God. Therefore, we have to renew our minds and look at it, as the bracelet used to say, what would Jesus do? Now, unfortunately, they kind of took that "what would Jesus do" thing to the wrong direction when folks start talking about Jesus wouldn't drive a Hummer. Now we done went from apples to squash. Jesus didn't even own a mule to ride around on. So chances are he would have had no need for a Hummer in 2,000 years ago. And I'm quite sure if they were available and if he had access to one, if he needed one, he would have used one. You know, we had to put this thing in perspective. But what we need to be looking at is when somebody make me mad, what did the Lord say? He said, pray for your enemies. When folk talk about you, what did the Lord say? He said, pray for those who despitefully use you for my name's sake. You know, when we deal with situations, we have to go back, what did Jesus say? That's how we understand what was on his mind. And therefore, if we are to renew our minds, if we're to transform our minds, we need to have the mind of Christ. Y'all done got quiet. I'm almost through. See, we have to understand, first of all, that as we pursue the mind of Christ, he demonstrated what humility looks like.